Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. But nice to see you all here. Bit of a surprise at live stream today. I wasn't planning on live streaming too early on, but kind of changed my mind. Was going to live stream a little bit of Outer Worlds and then saw this community goal. So I thought this would be a little bit more interesting. Hello that guy. I've been live streaming for, well, a couple of years now, but regularly for about a year. I've kind of had a bit of a break from live streaming, but back at it for a moment. Yeah, so hopefully we can get back to regular live streams again. We did have some pretty regular ones not too long ago. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing all right. Nice to see you all here. PM Collector Boy, nice to see you. Johnny McCormick, nice to see you again. Mick DC, is that? Thrasher, yes, I do live streams. Zubadian, hello there. Nice to see you again. Yeah, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing all right. So, parked here, right outside the new megaship. Pat Mags, hello there. Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by and well, potentially helping out if you fancy that. So yeah, live streaming here on YouTube as well as Twitch. Just give me 2 seconds here. There's a couple of things I didn't quite finish up with the setup here. Nearly done. Good. I think we're all right. There we go. Good. Right. So, what's this all about? So we've got a community goal today. We're going to help this megaship out here. I'm going to fly over there just very briefly, so you can have a look at what that's all about. We've got some sound there, haven't we? Let me know if the game sounds a little bit too loud. We can soon adjust that back down. PM Collector Boy, yep, I'm very pleased that Everspace 2 got fully funded over on Kickstarter. I'm looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a very good. The demo was really nice as well. So Travis, yeah, this is a new megaship, not a new megaship actually, it's a generation ship, which is a little bit different. Green, that geek nerd vlog. Sorry about that. Moment getting your name there. No, I'm not playing in open. Probably obvious reasons. I don't tend to live stream in open. Asking for trouble, I guess. So this here is a generation ship, okay? Those of you that don't know, in Elite Dangerous lore, generation ships are potentially 1,000 years old, if not more. This one could quite easily have been sent out in around about the year 2097. Of course, the year in Elite right now is 3305, so this generation ship could be 1,300 years old. And what happened is these were sent out back in that time, at the end of the 21st century, where humans didn't have faster than light travel. So we wanted to populate the galaxy, we wanted to populate the stars, get out to other planets and all that lovely stuff. So what we did was send humans, thousands of them, tens of thousands in some cases, out on these vast capital generation ships, and these would travel across the galaxy for multiple generations. And this one, it took, well, it's taken 1,300 years to get to this location, and they're now in need of help. We plan on doing a video. I'll tell you what, seeing as you're all here, who would want to watch a quick 5-minute video giving a summary of what's going on? Have we got many people looking here? Have a look. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to very quickly play back last night's video, which is a summary of what's going on here. So I'll give you a bit of a heads up, and I won't have to repeat myself all again. So I'll be back in just a minute. I will talk with you whilst the video's on if you want, but I'll also be in the video, so it might be a little bit weird. So yeah, 5-minute video or so. Let's go do that. Let me know if the volume's a bit too loud on this one. Hope. The future is space travel. The future is a vast galaxy. And perhaps a singular word, hope, sums all of that up more than any other. After all, imagine heading out onto a journey into that vast expanse, a journey across hundreds or maybe even thousands of years. What other word could describe such an endeavour? This then is exactly the situation the people of History of Elite found themselves in. In the year 2097, the first generation ship was launched out of Sol in an attempt to colonize the rest of the galaxy. This generation ship was not the only one though. Across the following years, many thousands more were sent out. Generation ships then bear a uniquely descriptive name. Designed and built within an age where faster-than-light travel was not possible, these ships travelled across the galaxy at much slower than light speeds. It meant that to arrive at their destinations would take generations, literally. By the time Elite Dangerous begins, this is all ancient history. Set in the 34th century, Elite finds itself in a world where technology has accelerated to unbelievable levels. But more than a few of those age-old generation ships are still out there, slowly travelling towards their destinations. From time to time, one of these is discovered by players of the game. Each generation ship carries its own unique story, more often than not extremely tragic. And always, the crew of the ships are dead. This has changed then with a recent discovery, the generation ship Golconda. Discovered a few days ago, this vessel carries a living crew, a crew who now find themselves in trouble and who have sent out a request for help. How this unfolds over the next few days is entirely unknown. Many players are expecting it to be the beginnings of a new interstellar initiative, and by the time you watch this video, it could well be possible that a new initiative has actually begun. We'll have to wait and see, of course, though, but as of right now, it remains a very compelling curiosity. If it's something that you'd like to see, then right here you can find out how to go and visit it. Now you can see the location of the generation ship on the screen right here. It's also listed in the video description, so yeah, it's not too far away from inhabited space, a few hundred light years in fact, but based upon the technology that this generation ship would have had, it would have been a very, very lengthy journey to get just this far. Over 1200 years in fact, and many, many generations. A journey which, ironically enough, we can now make in a matter of minutes. Now, once at the generation ship, you may want to explore around a little bit and take a look at the lay of the land and investigate the ship itself. There you will find a number of audio logs, and each of these is spoken, voice acted from a different member of the crew. They all have a different take on their current situation, which is, spoilers ahead, stop watching now if you don't want to hear them, that the generation ship itself, the crew, are in danger and they need help. Now, they've been isolated, of course, for thousands of years. They know full well that humanity outside of the ship has likely very much changed across those years. Some of the crew are more than willing to ask for help, others are more resistant. So it's a story that's well worth checking out. Do head on over that way and take a look. For the meanwhile, though, I'll play back just one of the logs here if you want to see it and get a taster of what to expect.
This is Dr. Shay Tandis. Captain Forrester has asked me to summarize the situation on board the Golconda, particularly in regards to a recent outbreak of disease. I must preface this by saying that any attempt to summarize the situation feels inadequate. There is so much to say about the symptoms, the development of our detection methods, and existing treatment philosophies. Nevertheless, I will attempt to speak concisely for the purpose of this broadcast. The disease, known colloquially among the people as the wasting kiss, is a mutated strain of viral nasopharyngitis. One of the drawbacks of living in an atmospherically self-contained structure for hundreds of years is that illness tends to linger. We can't very well sterilize a ship of this size, and with each generation these illnesses adapt to remain virulent. This one particularly so. Antiviral treatments aren't particularly effective, merely delaying the disease's progress. We have confirmed 6 deaths in the past month attributable to the disease. Our medical supplies are somewhat limited, adequate for maintaining health and the occasional serious illness or accident. In the event of a full outbreak, with hundreds of patients requiring treatment, we may be forced to resort to measures such as full quarantine and isolation. When the captain first suggested opening communication with outsiders, I must confess to a certain hesitation. On reflection, it would seem the logical decision for the well-being of the crew. One can only imagine what pharmaceutical advancements have been made over the last millennia. The possibilities are fascinating.
Okay, so that gives us a bit of an idea of what's going on there, I think. Just catching people up who haven't seen it, and it saves me repeating everything that I said in the video. So this is the generation ship we just saw there. It's already been scanned, and there are, as you saw, a bunch of data logs along here. You can see them all in the discovered logs thing here. I'm not going to play them all because they're quite long. If you do want to see them, do come out this way. So there is a community goal here, and what we got to do is deliver some medicine and foodstuffs and all that lovely stuff to these this mega ship, or for the mega ship rather, and we got to deliver it to a nearby station. What's a nearby station? See what it's called. Trade community goal: deliver basic medicines, advanced medicines, aluminium, ceramic composites, and semiconductors to Fozard Port. Okay, so Fozard Port would be nearby. Fozard Port is there. Okay, so that's where we're going to go in a minute to sign up for the community goal. But fortunately, according to eddb.io, there should be some basic medicines over on McDonald's platform. So we're going to go there first and pick up some stuff. But I don't know how much. Look at that, I've got no cargo capacity. Well, that's not a lot of help, is it? Let's see. So this is my normal ship that I use for doing various things in Elite. It's pretty much a bit of everything. Jack of all trades type ship. But I want to see if we can get a... let me see if we can get... There we go. Let me see if we can get... Nope, don't want that one. Seconds. In. Alright, so... which system are we looking for? It's the Canis system, or however pronounce that. One here. And I want to get a cargo wrap for my... not there, stations. I'll get this right in a minute. The reference system. I'll go. Let's see what we can get. Hopefully there's one right nearby. Yep, Fozard Port. Well, that's very handy, isn't it? That gives us exactly what we want. Good stuff. Go ahead there anyway. So we'll go to Fozard Port and get what we need. I'm also going to call my Type 9 over. I think we'll have that shipped over in this direction. Tuplex. Why is everyone using EDDB for basic trade actions instead of in-game systems? Because there isn't any in-game systems. There's no in-game system at Tuplex that will show me where to buy a cargo rack from, for example. And I don't fancy jumping from station to station or heading back all the way to Founders World and able to do that. So that's entirely on Frontier. No, there's not Tuplex. Tell me where I can... tell me what's in-game system shows me how to buy... well, commodities maybe, yes. But I was looking for... modules right there, not commodities. And the in-game systems are pretty much rubbish as far as I'm concerned. I much prefer EDDB. It's a lot easier. Okay, Fat Max, thank you. But I get your point, Tuplex. It'd be much nicer to be able to stay inside the game and use all these features, wouldn't they? I just don't think the ones built into the game are very good. That's just me. I'm looking forward to this year's CitizenCon. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they reveal. Fiorentina, yep. Any tips or clues on what you think they may be revealing this year? Of course, whatever they show, it might be a long time before we actually see it, but I'm more interested in what they've got to show and how that goes down. Fatmax not currently using an NVIDIA filter. Well, actually, there's something a bit weird about the NVIDIA filters. They'll show on the game, but they won't show on stream. Basically, it's an overlay that the stream capture software OBS doesn't actually capture unless I do screen capture. If I do game capture, it doesn't actually capture the filters. Hey there, machine. Yeah, I saw this one coming as well. It's nice to have an initiative like this, but of course it would be more interesting if the gameplay was a bit more dynamic, perhaps. But it is what it is. Harry, do I think we'll get information on fleet carriers in December? I'd like to. It'd be nice for Frontier to give information, but the strange thing is that the fleet carriers were supposedly ready to go in December before Frontier decided to delay them, and they then said they're going to use the time to improve the fleet carrier features. And what's odd is that surely by the point they announced that delay, the fleet carrier design should have been all locked in. They should have just been ready for testing, which begs the question, what would they be changing over the next 6 months? Surely the design would have already been locked in. Hey there, Commander Bouncy Stick. What ship am I using? This is the Crate Phantom. Destroy all gen ships. They're full of virus. Poor old people aboard the generation ships, eh? Lying down a little bit early here because I'm reading chat. That would be a nice surprise, Harry. Yep, well, we can't directly help the generation ship Alpha, but we can bring commodities to a nearby station, which supposedly will then be using those to help the megaship. But yeah, there's nothing we can actually do directly at the megaship to help it. But these commodities are supposed to be doing that. But yeah, I'm flying to this station there, Neo, to get a new cargo rack so we can deliver some commodities for this new community goal. We're going to need to sign up to the community goal as well, I guess. So yeah, Mosquito, we can't interact with anything on the generation ship aside from the audio logs that are on there. Does the station beam them up with the Golconda? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? I'd like to know how they get the commodities from over to the Golconda. Plus, they've got shuttles on board the generation ship. It'd be strange if they haven't. Surely they must have some type of shuttles on there. Bring the blight to the generation ship. More suggestions. That'd be pretty mean, wouldn't it? Limpets. Yeah, using the limpets to collect the goodies to get on board the station. Might collect a few people as well. And a very slow dock there. But we're here. Right, so I'm going to see what modules we can change out on here. And I'd also bring over my Type 9, just to make this stuff a little bit easier. Where is that? Where's the Type 9? Probably, oh look at that, an hour away. How annoying. But we'd do it anyway. That's our options. It'd be quicker to go and get it, wouldn't it, and bring it back. Where is it? HP21. Is that the only one I've got? Perhaps I've got another Type 9 somewhere. Let's have a look. Another Type 9. Generator Desra. Decisions. Let's transfer this over. Yep, we transfer that over, and we'll bring over the Viper, just in case, not the Viper, but the Vulture. My Vulture, in case I want to do a bit of PvE for this community goal. We'll use the Viper for that. Okay. Drew Wager, I thought of that. So, as Drew's pointing out in YouTube chat over here, about the law regarding generation ships, it's actually highly illegal to interfere with generation ships. It actually carries a death penalty. But in this case, we are all interfering with the generation ship. And not to give too much away, but it looks like potentially the Empire and the Federation may also be interfering with the generation ship. But it could be that they are asking for help, and maybe that gets around that particular law. I don't know. Okay, Mosquito, catch you soon, okay? Probably see you in Discord. We're all sold into slavery. Yeah. Right, so I don't know how many cargo racks I'm going to buy here just yet, because I don't want to take too much off of the ship. Right, we can definitely take off the fuel scoop. We're going to store that for now. And we'll store the FSD booster. And we don't need the vehicle hangar at the moment, do we? So let's store that. I think that will be enough. Slightly larger fuel generator than what we need for this particular task at hand, but don't worry too much. We don't need to completely min-max for this particular CG, do we? There we go. Costandra, this viewer count is quite depressing. What's up with the viewer count? Are Thargoids still a thing, or have they disappeared? So Thargoids are still a thing. They're in the game, but regarding the story for the Thargoids, I made a video about that. That's what I'm questioning. Where have the Thargoids gone? What are they all up to? But yes, they're still in various locations around the game, but I don't think there's any AX combat zones. What was that Guardian thing? So Mangavek, that was a Guardian FSD booster. Actually gives you a pretty significant boost on the, on the jump drive. So you can see over here, that gives me an extra 10 light years on the jump drive. How did I get 3.9 billion credits? That's actually not that much money nowadays. Most people have got much more. Well, I won't say much people, but I certainly know quite a few people that have got much more than that. But if you want to go get plenty of money, go do some void opal mining. You can probably make 100 million credits an hour, maybe 150 million credits an hour doing that. Right, let's have a look at... Nope, we don't want the commodities market, do we? We want the mission board. It's relatively low with regards to your sub count, although if you don't usually stream, that can be... So when I stream Elite Dangerous, this tends to be around about what I normally get cost. Sometimes I might get 400, but it's rarely more than that unless something particularly spectacular is going on. Sometimes I've hit 1,000 before for a live stream, but yeah, it's the average. And I don't stream a whole lot anyway, but it is what it is. Right, Vision Incorporated. No, we want this one at the top. Community goal. Aid for the Golconda Right, so a generation ship with a living population has been discovered in the Upanic system. Say that again. But the vessel's outdated facilities are struggling to meet the needs of its crew. It's kind of nice it don't really tell you what a generation ship is, and not everyone's going to know that. The inhabitants have reported a lack of maintenance, and that was a bit of sarcasm there. Maintenance materials and medical supplies, the latter made more pertinent by a virus sweeping through the ship. The guys here, these visitors have crossed incredible distances, entirely disconnected from the rest of humanity until now. Sheer desperation has forced to see. There's nothing here explaining what a generation ship even is. There's an assumption here that people are going to understand what a generation ship is. Not many people are probably going to be aware. So this should have been prefaced with a bit of that, I think. Understandably, the Golconda's people are reluctant to leave their home or interact with the rest of the galaxy, at least at present. They have gratefully accepted our offer of medical supplies and other materials, however, so good. Let's go and do this. Let's sign up. Sign up to the other one. Hey, so we need to go and get some basic medicine supplies. The mic needs to go up, does it? Let's turn it up a bit. Okay. Someone will tell me it's too loud in a minute. No rewards, Tuplex. Yep, not yet. They will come a little bit later on. Right, so there should be some medical supplies nearby in the... nearby? Nope. There's a McDonald's. I think it was McDonald's, was it? McDonald's platform. McDonald's. Let's go buy some burgers. Okay, Jurium. Glad the audio's better. I guess I turned it down a little bit too quiet. So yeah, Lazy Kid is the traditional supply and demand community goal. Oh, Juventina. So you definitely think Microtech will be shown at CitizenCon, last solid planet of the system. A fair chance that they'll show Crusader, the gas giant, along with its landing zone. That, or they'll end up with a wormhole gameplay, jump into another system. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Neutron Highway, I don't know, Mang, I never really use it. Right, let's see how long this... Won't be too long. So, yeah, we're basically going to pick up some medicine supplies from this station and deliver it to the other one. Because at the moment... that's the closest location. The Mother! Good evening to you, too. But doesn't everybody know what a generation ship is? At least anybody who's read any half-decent science fiction for the past 5 decades. Yeah, not everyone would have read that, Leo, and certainly not everyone would be aware of their placement in Elite Dangerous. I mean, we're all flying around at faster than light travel, so why are there generation ships still around? I think some people might like to know what that's about. A couple of sentences in that community goal, just to briefly explain that, wouldn't have done much harm, would it? Okay. I think they have a xenomorph on board. That would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? You know what? Again, interacting with the generation ship is quite interesting, really, because They got viruses on board, yeah? That we need to give them medicine to help with their virus, but it's possible, theoretically, right, that that strain of virus on board could be absolutely lethal to the rest of the galaxy. So opening that up, you don't really know what you're letting out, do you? Elite Dangerous, HOTUS versus Mouse. I'm actually using Mouse at the moment, maxed on. Traditionally, I've always played with a HOTUS, but I'm using a PU94 mouse at the moment. So it's one of those mouse with a joystick on, and actually starting to prefer it to a HOTUS, although I still have a little bit of trouble docking with that. Priam, you like the VR stuff? Thank you. I guess you saw the recent VR video I did on Asgard's Wrath. Yeah, with my little dance on there. Mango Vec, what happened if the humans developed separately? I don't think 1,000 years is enough to have different evolutionary branches. But given enough time, yeah. So I always wonder about the game. Is there other aliens out there? That was a thought a long time ago that might actually be a thing, but it seems not to be a thing nowadays. Never really went anywhere. There was a lot of theory that there may be some other guardian alien races out there, that there may be some sentient AI out there. Fortunately not. Sociopath, I haven't tried a Pimax 5K yet. Haven't had the opportunity. Alright, where's the landing platform? Number 3 up there. Let's get to it. Thousands of years would certainly be enough to have some language changes, definitely. Inbreeding. So, 11. There won't be that much inbreeding. Apparently, there's enough genetic diversity in 200 people to completely populate the planet. And these generation ships have like 10,000 people on board. So that's equivalent of a town. Quite a large town, actually. So, no, not too much inbreeding, really. Certainly far less inbreeding than there's been on planet Earth for the past 100,000 years plus, because only until recently we've been able to travel like we do now. Do you think it's possible to open the bunkers at the Guardian's sites? I don't think that's possible yet, but it'd be nice to see it possible at some point in the future. Right. There's a station large landing zones. So the station for the community goal does have large landing pads, but this one that I'm at right now doesn't. This is medium and small pads only. Hello, Pyle. Hello there. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? I would be excited for Space Negs if I knew they were coming. But like everyone else, I have no idea whether or not they're going to be a thing. So, I guess we'll see. Right, so I'm here for basic medicines, or advanced medicines, I guess. Assuming they are here. Let's have Right, so it seems they haven't got any. So EDDB is completely out of date, is that right? Let me double check that again. Unless I've missed something, misunderstood something. So, basic medicines. The Upper Eclipse system. McDonald platform. Could have some. Supply 4,700. Let's refresh that. Disappeared. Oh, yeah, they've been removed by the looks of it. Have they? Like McDonald platform. Oh, curious. But we may have to go to a different system. Oh, boo. Let me just double check that though. Basic medicines. Definitely got the right thing there. So, over here. Did I miss it? Hydrogen fuel, the survival equipment, food, atmospheric building, crop, geological, HN, marine power, skimmer, thermal, plant and minerals. Nothing there. How odd. Okay, so I guess there's no commodities here, no basic medicine. Go to the next system over. Arobu. It could have already sold out, Hanzo. I don't think there's much there, and maybe so I do have a filter on, Asaya, but I don't know if it's coming across on the live stream because OBS doesn't always capture the filters. Robo. Johnny, thank you very much. Very nice comment. Let's head on over to this other system then. Wine port, wine orbital. Interesting name. Alex, I don't think it does show up when it's sold out. I think it just disappears. Otherwise, all stations would show old commodities, which they don't. So. Okay, luckily it's still nearby anyway. So not too much of a problem. It would be cool if we could pilot Thargoid ships. It's something I've wanted to do ever since they were there. Even if it was a smaller scout ship. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah, Alex, it would be nice if they do that, but I don't think they actually do. Alright, so... Oh, wrong one. Where's this? Where's this station? Right there, another small station. Oh, wait, though. Also, hello there. Hi to you too. White line, so confirming that they do disappear, just as I thought. That's commodities. Do I think that gen modification is a thing in Elite? Genetic modification? Pretty sure it would be, if that's what you mean. Coranda. Sorry if I've got your name wrong there, but hello there to you. Thank you. Genetic modification. Pretty sure that is a thing in Elite. To what extent, though, I don't know. So, talk about major reverse engineering, making Thargoid ships human compatible. There was some theory that that may be what Professor Palin was doing at his base before it got attacked by the Thargoids. So yeah, there was some speculation that may have been a thing. I haven't played X4 for a while. No. Stuck in a slow gravity well here. Take a bit of time, don't they? Slow down. Let's see if we can get out without shooting past this. We're fine. That newer Thargoid variant had human modules, if you recall correctly. Tim, yes, you're perfectly correct. It did have human modules, but it was never really confirmed whether that was an intentional thing. It's kind of disappeared by the wayside since then. Docking denied. Why? Why are you denying me a docking request? Station too busy. Come on. Me in. So yeah, I do have a graphics filter on. A couple of people have asked. I don't know if that's coming across. One of the filters I do have on is enhanced sharpening and enhanced details. Oh wow, come on, what are you doing on here? Computer says no. Definitely. Come on. What's going on? Looks like someone may be leaving there. There they go. Maybe we get landing pad 5. Keep pressing the button, because as we all know, keep pressing the button makes things go faster. This station doesn't have a large landing pad, no. The community goal station does, but not this one. Type in Rutherford Port. Okay. The reason for that? We'll have a look, of course. Let's get docked down here and we'll have a look. Still a bit slow with this docking. I'm still pretty new to mouse and keyboard when it comes to Elite. I've only been using it a couple of months. Couple of weeks. Whatever, I'm not sure how long now, but not that long. Waspy Harvey. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? Brian, I do normally use a HOTAS, yes, but I've just swapped over to mouse and keyboard, which is what I'm using at the moment. Right, basic medicine. Hope there's some here. Medicines, basic medicines, good. Okay. I don't think any outposts do have large landing pads, Dr. Digital, no? Yeah, Elite, basically. Keeps doing what it does. Looking at a new community goal here, Wasp. Do I prefer HOTAS over keyboard? I'm actually, mouse and keyboard is really growing on me. I'm not really sure what I prefer now. I've always preferred HOTAS for Elite. I've got a new mouse here. It's a PU94. It's one of those ones with the joysticks on. Yep, Ray. So the reason I've switched to mouse and keyboard is because I'm using a PU94 mouse from Lexiop, and it's got a joystick on it. It gives me an additional axis. It's also got a tilt axis built onto it, which I don't use a whole lot, but that gives another axis still. So where someone wants me to go to a certain station. Rutherford Port. A look. Rutherford. Okay, so I can't see anything there anyway. So is there a reason you wanted me to look at that particular station? HOTAS is definitely good. Commander Trim, don't think I'm discounting them. I've got a Thrustmaster Warthog. I absolutely love it. Yeah, they're pretty interesting, Alex. Works very well with Elite, particular mouse. Do I know Yamix? I know Yamix, yes. I talk to him quite regularly, Tim. Yeah, Yamix is a great guy. Right. Mouse and keyboard won't impair you at all when you're used to it. Totally agree. It's just it does take a bit of getting used to if you're not that used to it, but... Right, so this is our first delivery then. What? Inventory empty? How many bugs in this game? Wow. You guys saw me pick up the commodities, didn't you, there? 100 and something. Was it 160 units I picked up? Looks like we're going to get disconnected here. Come on, no disconnects. No, it's only showing me, it's not filters, it's only showing me as, there we go. It's only showing me as 2 units of cargo space. I've actually got over 100 units of cargo space. There we go. Some glitch in hyperspace. Hyperspace is weird. Definitely a lot of weirdness in Elite lately, that's for sure. Right. Remember which the station was. Ships definitely do get glitchy in hyperspace, yeah. Any word on the bug fix updates out of Frontier? So no new information that I've heard yet. The next update will be January, I believe, with a beta test in December. Uh-oh, a prediction. If we can get out of this one. So, yeah, one of the first few of these I've done with a mouse. See how I go with it. Easy enough. No problem. There we go. Last I heard, bug updates every 3 months. Yep, that's basically how it's going. Every 3 to 4 months, I believe, with the first one being in January. Although I don't know how Frontier are going to get multiple bug updates out when you think about it. They said fleet carriers are delayed 6 to 8 months. So surely if the first bug update is January, the second... Oh, no. Thinking about it, the second update would be April, with the third one being June. June will probably be when fleet carriers come, somewhere between April and June. Yamix does actually have dread docks, yep. Right. The game's going to get better in the year. Well, the game's steadily been getting better in a lot of ways. I don't think we should discount that, but in a lot of other ways, the number of bugs has also increased over time. So, kind of give and take. Fix a whole bunch of bugs, and they do get fixed, and add a load of new content into the game, but introduce a whole load of new bugs that Frontier then take a long time to address, unfortunately. I wouldn't be surprised, Commander Trim, if that is how it unfolds. Okay, hurry up. Ozard Port needs some medicine for this generation ship. I missed a planet, Scott High. I do both, Kevin. I play both solo and online. When I'm live streaming and when I'm recording video footage, I'm always in solo. Because, yeah, it's much easier to not be interfered with when you're live streaming and when you're making videos. Especially when you're making videos, they take long enough as it is. Take a long time to set up a particular camera angle, for example, and to be interdicted or have that interfered with is not ideal. Yeah, but when I play on my own, I tend to play an open, especially when I play on my PlayStation as well. I've got a copy of this on PlayStation, and I always play that in open. In case you're wondering why I'm coming in a little slow here, still getting used to this mouse and keyboard. There we go. After all these years, I thought it might as well swap over to another input method. Give it a try. Right. Did sign up to that community goal, didn't I? Just to make sure before I signed up before I transfer these commodities. Go on, let us in. Sell all that, and that's good. Now, what we want to see. Thank you, Brian. I want to see where my transferred ships are. Look at that, 10 minutes away. Good. So we've got enough time for one more run, and then we'll do a couple in the Type 9, I guess, and then maybe a little bit of combat in the Vulture, and you can all laugh at me as I get myself blown up. What am I shooting? Go back to that previous system. Oh, wrong one. Jimmy Nemo, thank you very, very much. Super appreciated. You've quit Elite Dangerous 3 times and came back because of the videos. Well, thank you. Right. In fact, I need to really put alerts onto the live stream. Over. Maybe. Alerts. Added. Right, one more run, I think. Yeah, Elite Dangerous is definitely a niche game. I think it ended up having much more of a bigger audience than Frontier were ever expecting, and I do think that was part of the problems that Elite has suffered from all along. My personal take, and this is just my personal take, is that when Frontier went for developing Elite, obviously it went to Kickstarter, and the reason they say they went to Kickstarter is because they wanted to get an idea as to whether or not there was a large enough audience for the game, and it did. It did make its money on the Kickstarter. Was it £1 million, £1.5 million, or whatever it was at the time? So Frontier did prove to themselves that the game did have an audience, but I suspect that they didn't believe it was going to have an audience to the size that it actually had. So when they built the game for an audience of a set size. And then ultimately they ended up selling far more copies than they ever expected. And I just think the infrastructure that they built the game on wasn't really designed for the amount of players that they ended up ultimately getting, because they have sold millions of copies of the game. Just speculation, but it would explain a lot of things. Love that name, Space. Your Type 9 is called the Iron Banana. I've never actually considered that, Trium. Working for Frontier, that is. I'm not sure that they'd want me there, to be honest, but it's not really my type of work. I'm much more the creative type. I love YouTube. I love making videos. And I want to do that as long as I for as long as I can. When was it then? It was that one, wasn't it? Definitely Ryan, Ray. Uh-oh. Not too fast. Yeah, NDA would make videos much more difficult to create if I was working at somewhere like Frontier. Plus, I wouldn't have time for videos and a full-time job. Videos take a heck of a lot of time to make. I spend about 30 hours a week on YouTube. 30 to 40 hours a week on YouTube. So, plus I've got other work I do outside of that. Adds rather to my working hours. Yeah, 45 to 50 hour week is pretty much normal. So, Brandon, the Golconda needs basic medicine, advanced medicine, aluminium, and there was something else. I can't remember what the other thing was. Well, Trium, you won't be the first Elite Dangerous player or first person from the community to end up working from Frontier. There's at least one developer working at Frontier right now that used to be a massive fan of the game, a big person within the community. Ah, composites, that was the other thing. Thank you, Tuplex. And we're back. Right, so we're going to need a different station for the next trip, aren't we? Because we've got the Type 9. Our semiconductors as well. Thank you, Robot. You got it, Veritas. Just shipping goods back and forwards. There's also a combat community goal. If you're interested in trying that. No worries, Asaya. Right, so back we go with another lot. So, yeah, we're not taking too many units here because I've only got limited space in this ship. Well, I've been doing this, for those of you who just joined, if you're wondering why I'm doing delivery in a medium-sized ship, the reason for that is because I've been doing this while I'm waiting for my Type 9 to transfer over. It should be there by the time we get back. There we go. It looks like we got some ships there. The ship icon is now at the station we're heading to. So we're about to swap over to the Type 9 and for something else. Got different commodities because we're not going to be able to pick it up from this station due to lack of landing pad. I'm in a Phantom mission. Yep. It's a Phantom, Chile. Very similar design to the Mark II. In appearance, it's like different to the back. The engines are quite different on the Phantom. There you go. Phantom has the horizontal engine array, exactly. The Mark II is more, I guess, built for combat and things like this. The Phantom, I think, is a great general purpose. Yep. Yeah, Sire, the The medicines are going to Fozard Port, which we can see right here. It's one I'm heading towards on screen now. Not the generation ship itself, which is a shame. I'd love to be able to interact directly with the generation ships. But then again, I guess they wouldn't have docking pads for modern ships, considering the generation ships are over 1,000 years old. A 3D printed Phantom, nice. I've actually got a 3D printed Asp, which someone from the community actually sent to me early in the year. Perhaps I'll show it on a live stream or a video one day. Drop off the cargoes outside and they can take it in with the limpets. Maybe they don't have limpets. Vulture. They'll have to fly out EVA and hand collect all the items. I don't know what sort of technology they've got for the generation ship. We've got to keep in mind it's going to be 1,000 years old from the point we are with Elite Dangerous. Certainly more advanced than the technology we've got in the real world. But that's something you'd love to see, line models for Elite Dangerous ships. Yeah, there was actually a paint job for the Cobra Mark III that came out years ago. I've actually got it on one of my ships, which is the old original line art. There's a few other ships I think that have had that design since. Commander Veritas, go on open. Not yet. I'll pass on that one for now. Alex, parking outside the capital, or rather the fleet carriers when they come out. That's something that Frontier did talk about at some point in the past, using shuttles to ferry stuff between ships that were too large to dock. I would love to see that idea, flying capital class-sized ships and then using a smaller ship to ferry things in between the two. But yeah, well, let's see what happens with fleet carriers, I guess. I don't think they've got that type of gameplay planned. Any word about the larger ships? That using a big docking area on stations and other facilities in game under the toaster rack. Don't read chat while you're going through the docking pad. There's a tip for you. Docking pad. Why are you going through the docking hatch? Yeah, I don't know about the docking for the larger ships. I think Frontier seem to have paused when it comes to that sort of thing. There was a lot of talk about it in the early days, but there we go. Zaya, hello. Right, so our second delivery. Where are we? Got to click on sell first, haven't we? That does help. Medicine. That's 2 lots delivered. Right, well, now we should be able to change over to the Type 9, I think. There we go. That will help make things much easier. Okay, so let's see where we're going to buy these other commodities. As we actually want a large pad now. So we've been going to Arabu here. Wine, would you say? Win? Orbital. We've only got medium landing pads. Oh, look at that. We can go back to the same system. Malyshev. That station. A large landing pad there, so we're good to go. Oh, I can use lazy auto launch. Handy. I'm going to use that while I look at chat. Okay, Tyrium. I'll catch you soon, okay? Yeah, I agree. I've said that many times before. The cockpits on these ships look really oversized. They make the ships look far smaller than they actually are. Scaled in Elite is absolutely insanely massive. These Type 9s, for example, is probably close to being as big as a large stadium. And yeah, I'm just cheating here. I'm using docking. I resisted using a docking computer for, wow. Until the advanced docking computer come in. I only started using it then. Just being lazy. But why not? Why not, I say? Okay, so we're going to go to the other station this time, not here. Same system. Okay. Easy. ZX Becky, nice to see you there. How you doing? Doing good, thank you here. Hope you're alright. Yeah, scale can always be an issue when you've got a fixed point of view. Definitely agree with that. But some other games manage it very well. The X series has always managed to convey scale very well. Everspace also conveys scale pretty well. Infinity Battlefield, or Battlescape rather, if you haven't tried that yet, that's worth looking at. In fact, I really do enjoy PvP combat in Infinity Battlescape. I keep saying Battlefield. Infinity Battlescape. Unfortunately, it's not got a whole lot of players right now, but very nice game. Not got the attention it deserves, unfortunately. Right. What was that? ZX Becky managed to. Oh, you lost some ships coming out to the Golconda. Well, that happens. As long as you had fun, that's the main thing, eh? Yeah, so Mick, hopefully you'll like Everspace 2, which drops the whole roguelike thing, so you don't restart each time. It's going for an open world setup. I don't know if you've seen about all that. I think you mentioned that to me earlier. Was it you that mentioned that to me earlier? Or was that someone else in chat? I know someone brought Everspace 2 up. Alex, Dreadnought got scaled right. Yes, got so close. So close. Always interdict at the last moment, don't they, these ships? Get out. Yeah, so they're definitely dropping the roguelike element from Everspace 2. It's going to be a completely open world, and you'll be able to travel around from planet to planet and station to station in real time and jump between different star systems. They're saying there's going to be 100 locations in the game. Over 100 locations in the game. Plus multiple ships. You'll have a home base where you can dock and keep your fleet of ships and store commodities and modules and all sorts of different things. So a true space game, basically. Oh, come on. What am I doing here? We can finish this off. We're getting so close. There we go. Dr. Digital has pretty much always done that. It changes back and forth. Sometimes the game, those periods where it interdicts you multiple seconds before you drop out of Super Cruise, and then you'll go months where it just doesn't do that anymore. But who knows what's going on? Let's see if it does it again. Do you think the Orthos will come back? So my personal opinion on the Orthos, which for those of you who aren't aware is the new variant of Thargoid that appeared. I personally think that the Orthos was accidentally released by Frontier. I think they didn't intend to put it in the game at that particular point. So yeah, I do think we'll see it again at some point. I just think it wasn't meant to be in the game right there. Sometimes submitting is much faster, I think, Mick. Is the Dolphin a good ship after 30 hours on this game? Any ship you can afford is pretty much a good ship. Yeah, if you've got the money for Dolphin and you haven't got enough money for... That's if you want to do passenger missions, Lorry. Then yeah, go for it. Oh, these ships are so slow, aren't they? Let's use the docking computer there. Is the game cross-platform? So, Titchy, no, it's not cross-platform. You can't interact with players on other platforms. So if you're playing on PC, you can't play with people on PlayStation 4. But the game does have an element called the background simulation, and that's where all the trading elements of the game, all the... So basically there's different factions, NPCs. NPC-controlled factions in the game, thousands of them. And different factions have control over different systems, and it's possible to actually interact with that and influence what factions are dominant in which system. So all of that is background simulation, and that is shared across all platforms. Also, I think first discovery data is shared across platforms. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I do believe it is. But yeah, I kind of wish cross-platform was a thing. Now, there's nothing really preventing it. Sony have said they're fully up for cross-play. They've said anyone who wants, any developer that wants cross-play, they only need to talk with them and they'll make it a thing. So basically now the ball is entirely in Frontier's court. So yeah, the much simpler way I could have said it there, Mick. All players basically share the same galaxy, in that everything going on within the galaxy is also going on all the other platforms. Why have I only got 24? This don't make much sense. Ah, okay, so 744. I guess they've run out of basic medicines. I thought for a second I only had 24 cargo space. So yeah, we'll go for that bit of basic medicine. Stuff is running out. It's selling out quickly, isn't it? But no advanced medicine here, unfortunately. What else do they want? They want aluminium. No aluminium here. Need to look at the we need to go information. Have a look at that in our panel, I guess, but I'll have a look at it here. Advanced medicines, basic medicines, aluminium, ceramic composites, and semiconductors. Technology, nope. Machinery, nope. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look at EDDB again and see what else we can find. So we want semiconductors, don't we? Anything, any of these will do. Semiconductor. Same system. Okay, so we're not going to this one because that is 15,000 light seconds. I don't fancy that trip. Suppliers. Only very low on a lot of these. So maybe this one. Beleda. However we say that. Okay. Let's go there. Not too far away. I'm not sure how many jumps that's going to take, though. No, one jump. That's good. Quite pleased with that. You're dying for some new planets. Me too, Vinny. I've been waiting for atmospheric planets ever since the game was announced in 2012. And here we are, all these years later. 7 years later, and we still haven't got atmospheric planets. Specky, yes, I'm doing the trade initiative. That's the one. Padem won't do it. Did I miss a point there? Oh, wow. Thank you for pointing that out there. Let's go for large pack. That would have been a mistake, wouldn't it? Back there. Yes, do large pads. 32 light years. What a way away. Oh, this has got a nice supply. This has even got an even better supply. Let's go there then. Lloyd Dock. Much better. Thanks for pointing that out there. Otherwise, we would have had a bit of a wasted trip there, Ali. Thank you very much. So let's go somewhere else. Different location. And there. Can I? Lloyd Dock, I think, was the one. Yep, that should do it. Right, they got loads of semiconductors there, so that certainly helps. I'd like to see mining on planets with an SRV. Me too. In fact, in Elite 2, back in the day, you could do planetary mining. You could leave a drone behind. Basically, you'd fly down to a planet, regardless of what planet type that was, atmospheric planet or a moon. You'd land on a planetary surface and drop off your drone. And let's bear in mind, this was 1993, I think. I used to play it on my old Amiga 16-bit computer. You'd land your ship down on the planetary surface there, and you'd deploy your drone, a surface drone, which would then do some mining. You'd fly away and do some missions or do some trading. You could travel hundreds of light years and eventually just come back to the landing location on the same planet and collect your drone along with all the minerals or that it had collected. So yeah, nice. Something that Elite 2 had, or another thing that Elite 2 had that Elite Dangerous doesn't have yet. Amiga for the win. Definitely. I think overall, all the years, it's definitely been my favorite computer. How far is the ship from Merope? A few hundred light years. We'll have a look in just a moment. Okay, so this wasn't too far. I was actually closer than I thought. I was expecting to do having to do 2 jumps to make it here. Probably will have to on the way back. Definitely strawberry. Amiga was the best thing since sliced bread. Easily my favourite computer ever. Sometimes dig out the old emulators and try and play some of the games emulated, but it doesn't really have the same feel. I don't know about any of you if you've ever tried emulators. They just don't have the same feel. There's nothing quite like playing old games on the original hardware. Right, just trying to get around the front of this station. Do it. The Amiga 1200. I had an Amiga 500 myself. You remember the Amiga versus the Atari ST battle? Yeah, I remember that well. I actually started out with an Atari ST. And I can't remember how long I had that for, but in the end I just kind of caved. Just due to the superior graphics on the Amiga and superior sound really as well. Unless you were into audio. Oh, a bit stormy. Found your Amiga 1200 in the garage over the weekend. Nice. I sold my Amiga years ago, and I kind of wish I didn't. I've looked at it a few times, an Amiga, to make a purchase on eBay over the years a few times, but they carry quite a price on them now. Just for picking something up as a curiosity, it's more than I'd want to spend. I love this station interior. Although I miss the fog. There seems to be wasn't there more fog in these places at one point? Or was it just this station lacking fog? Definitely seems that the stations are missing the fog that they used to have. Everything pretty high here, as high as it can go. Yep. Odd. Yeah, pretty sure these stations are missing the fog. Kind of look like medium to low settings on the station interiors now. Not sure at what point that happened. Probably happened ages ago and I've only just noticed. Found the Amiga 600 at a charity shop for £60. Not bad at all. Storm. Right, so we were here for semiconductors, weren't we? Oh, aluminium, that will do. Let's get aluminium. Doesn't really matter what we get. It's all good. I'm happy with any of this. Right. Back we go. Probably going to be a couple of jumps back to here, I think, isn't it? He likes Crash doing his specky streams. Yeah. I've often thought about streaming some of the old games. I don't know how many people would be interested in seeing old 16-bit and 8-bit era games. Certainly thought about streaming Frontier Elite 2, though. Specky, you'd like to see me do it? Well, if enough people are up for it, enough people would watch a live stream of Elite 2, 16-bit Elite 2. Definitely something I'd like to do. Jet Set Willy. Wow, that was one of my first ever games. I'm old enough to remember Pong. Although I didn't have anything to play Pong on, we did borrow. God knows what we borrowed, but we borrowed some sort of a device to play Pong on back at the time. And then eventually my first computer was the Spectrum 48K My first game, I believe, was BMX Riders. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Might have been a UK only game. BMX Riders. Top-down game. You had to ride a bike down a dead straight road, avoiding the objects in the road. Also one of my fave games of all time, Mick. Dead Flesh? No. If that's a game, I didn't have that. Unless I'm missing the point there. Codemasters 199 from John Menzies. That was it. Exactly. I used to love going in John Menzies and picking up the 199 Codemasters games. Dead Flesh was Spectrum's rubber keys. I didn't have the Spectrum. I had the Spectrum 48K Plus. I didn't have the rubber keys. I was the next model up from that, the one that came a little later on. Yeah, those were the days. Thinking of looking at some emulators now. I've actually still got my Spectrum 48K. It's still in the cupboard. I don't know if that actually works. Might get it out after the stream and plug it in and see if it still works. It's been sitting in the cupboard for absolutely years. I've no clue if it still works. I guess it would be possible to load games from... Because obviously the old 8-bit games, for those that remember, they run from a tape deck. You used to have to click an old... connect an old tape deck up to the computer. And you'd load these games out from audio tape, audio cassette. So obviously I haven't got a cassette player anymore, and it'd be very hard to get hold of some of those cassette players. So I imagine it'd be perfectly possible to connect a phone up, mobile phone up to, or cell phone up to an old computer, wouldn't it? And just play the audio file back. You know, the data file, which is essentially an audio file. You could just play that back, right? Yeah, 5 minutes to load a game. Elden Pandora boxes. I've seen them, yes. All this old stuff really tempts me into getting one. I'm really getting into the retro idea. Yes, but Bitstorm, definitely. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a look at my old stuff, see what works and what doesn't work, and maybe I'll pick some stuff up. Old Hurricane 2 on the Amiga. Another one of my all-time favourites. Definitely love that. You can still find tape drives. I know, but I was kind of thinking, Brandon, that it'd be possible to play back just from, well, basically anything that plays audio, couldn't you? As long as it's got a wired connection so you can plug it into the computer. Theoretically, you should be able to play anything back, right? Not just a tape deck. I mean, I've not looked into retro stuff, so I don't know. Error loading the tape. Oh wow, yeah. After 5 minutes of loading, and the game didn't load. Amiga Moonstone, another good one. Shadow of the Beast. Shadow of the Beast was that game that finally persuaded me to get the Amiga. I used to have an Atari ST, and I was forever rubbed in my face the difference in quality between the Shadow of the Beast on the ST versus the Amiga, and in the end I just caved. I had to get the Amiga. Yep, volume had to be up on the tape deck 11, I remember. Shadow of the Beast was difficult. I never remember really getting very much past level 2 on that game. I kind of gave up, I think. I remember how old I was at the time. So one more load coming up. It's Commander Dr. Digital. Check out the... Well, seeing someone jump away there. Check out the video by the 8-bit guy called How Old School Cassette Tape Drives Worked. YouTube video ID. Awesome. Thank you for that. I'll check that. I wonder if the Guardians are still about. So that was a speculation, Citizen, when all the information for the Guardians was actually coming out. Obviously, the history logs that were found at the time said that they were a race that had gone extinct. But it was also mentioned that a number of the Guardians were actually exiled. So there was some speculation some years back that there may still be some exiled Guardians out there somewhere. And on top of that, the Guardian race actually created sentient AI, and it was widely speculated that the sentient AI is still out there somewhere in the Elite Dangerous universe. We were kind of expecting to see some of that by now, but as far as we know at the moment, the only living sentient creatures, sapient creatures, were the Thargoids and the Guardians. See what goes on here. I did get a few basic medicines. The lemon, oh, they're already maxed. And some aluminium. There we go. Hey, cool. Not too bad. So it's a pretty short stream today, but I think we're gonna leave things right here. I'm absolutely super hungry at the moment. I haven't had that much to eat today, and I've just heard the family coming back home, so hopefully we got some food about to be served up. And yeah, great having you all here again today. So sorry it was kind of short and not quite as long as normal. Crash landing. I barely just told you, just getting back into retro stuff. Nice to see you here. I haven't spoken to you for absolutely ages. You'll be doing okay, mate. But yeah, seriously thinking of getting into retro stuff. Starlost, thank you very much for the donation there. Super appreciated. Thanks for that. I've got my Spectrum 48K in the cupboard. It's been in there for years, and I'm thinking of digging it out and wiring it up. Seeing how it goes. Dog barking at some fireworks there. And unfortunately, I don't have my Amiga anymore. But maybe I'll pick up an Amiga, or maybe I'll use some emulated software. How it goes, but yeah. Will do, Crash. Catch up with you sometime. Definitely will hit you up for information on that. I'm curious as how to best it would be to live stream some Spectrum games, that's for sure. Oh yeah, great to see you. You've actually turned up as I was about to head off on the live stream, so you come just in time. So yeah, I'll catch up with you soon, hopefully. Okay. To everyone else, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the donations on the stream. And yeah, I hear you. People are definitely looking forward to, or definitely enough people here that would be interested in a retro live stream. So we'll see what we can do. I'm going to head off for the weekend. I hope you all have a great weekend. Okay, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. See you soon.